Why am I laughing? Because Daddy's here. Daddy's here. And I told you guys a long time ago that once Daddy came to work, all that blue shit was out the fucking window. As you can see, look on the screen, everything's red. We have a we have a new logo. We have a new logo. My border on YouTube is red. Daddy's home. He's here. Now let's get to it. Jacob Fatu has finally debuted in the WWE. I don't know if you can see what's going on the screen. I don't know if you're looking on TikTok, the picture's down here. If you're looking on YouTube, the picture is it's right here, you know? Jacob Fatu has debuted in the WWE. I am ecstatic, okay? I am rejoiced. I am happy. We are getting something fresh. We're getting something new. And we can finally get this shit on the road. Because I know a lot of you guys were feeling like the story was stale with it just being Solo and the Tongas. Well, guess what? We're in the money. It's about to get real nasty, real toxic, and real bloody. Jacob broke two of Cody Rhodes' ribs in his debut. I saw somebody get their ass on fucking Twitter and say, I'm surprised how good he is. Don't upset me and my homegirls by being stupid and ignorant. What do you mean you surprised how good he is? Have you not seen this man in the indies? Have you not done your research? Y'all talk about the Bloodline, the NOI family. Y'all talk about these people so fucking much that y'all haven't gone out your way to go research these people and what their capabilities are. See, I just get online and talk shit every day is basically what I'm getting out of the IWC. The reports of Jacob signing to the company came out maybe like 2-3 weekish after Mania. He had matches during Mania weekend, which means that he was probably being watched right then and there, which is why pen went to paper. And y'all talking about y'all surprised? I might have cussed that page out on Twitter. I'm not gonna hold you. Because one thing about it, I don't play about this family. What y'all do is y'all gonna respect, show some, give some, and act like y'all got some damn sense, okay? So how did we get here? At Clash at the Castle, the Bloodline made it known that Cody Rhodes was the next on the list. Now, we had always known that they were on the list because Cody is the undisputed Universal WWE champion, right? Right. So, eventually, with Solo being the new tribal chief while Roman is out, we were going to get that eventually. We were going to get that. Guys, my fan is beating my ass. Let's move her here. Damn. I don't think that made it any better. But eventually we were going to get here. And I don't understand why y'all didn't understand that we were going to get here. Did I think we were going to get here this soon? Yes. because SummerSlam is coming up, and eventually we have to get to a return from Jimmy Uso. And how the fuck are we going to possibly fit Jimmy in here with the bloodline that we had? You bring in another cousin, a blood cousin that shares the same last name, blood cousin, and not just a family friend cousin, and do it that way. Money in the Bank is coming. And let me get this graphic because we just got the announcement of this match here that is coming for, we just got an announcement for a 6-man. I'm gonna, oh, sweet Jesus. I love these graphics, WWE. Y'all are doing y'all things. Y'all must have heard me complaining. We are getting, we're getting this. Now, I know on TikTok that looks a little funky, but that's what I can do at the moment. I'm sorry. You're looking on YouTube, you can see the whole image. Kinda. We are getting Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline. Now, here is what my confusion comes in at just a little bit, and where I see dissension coming into the Bloodline now that Jacob is here. If Jacob hadn't arrived, automatically this match would have been Solo, Tama, Tongaloa, right? But now that we have Jacob here, is it going to be Solo, Tama, Jacob? Or is it going to be that original 3 that I just named? This is where the dissension comes in. And this is where the story gets good amongst the bloodline. Because you guys aren't really fucking with this new bloodline. But we have one of the strongest people in their family. If not the strongest. Y'all been on Roman for so long that y'all haven't really looked around the family tree. I said this when they were in Vegas. They put Jacob's name in front of us on that family tree for a reason. The same reason why Zilla isn't on that tree, there's a reason why Jacob was on that tree. And Jacob being on that tree came to fruition this Friday. Now, there's another name on that tree that we have not seen in the company, but eyes may be on him to come into the company, and that is Lance Anoa'i. His name is also on the Bloodline family tree. Now let's take it back to Vegas. When Rock showed the family tree and we were going through the names, everybody honed in on Jacob's name being on the tree and Zilla's name not being on the tree. Zilla's name isn't on the trees because Zilla isn't currently being looked at. He's still doing his stuff over at Reality of Wrestling with, like in Booker T's company. So essentially when people go there, they train to be brought into the company. They get the recommendation. They get the unk tap, Jacob had already been on the radar, guys. That presser was when? February? He was already on the radar. He just had a whole bunch of matches that he had to complete in the indies before we can get him to ourselves. And guess what? We got him to ourselves. Now, they said that they pushed back his debut from Backlash because they didn't want for him to overshadow Solo. Well, I'm here to tell y'all this. He did it when he debuted any fucking way. But the debut was perfect. And here's why I say his debut was perfect. You put Solo in a compromising position to where his other 2 cronies were out. They were gone. There was nothing that they could do. There was no helping. You literally just had him backed into this corner. And I feel like that was a good corner to have backed him into to get to what we got. I'm going to pull up another picture. I think that we were in a situation where putting Solo in this vulnerable state for him to pump fake was perfect, because that's what Solo's good at. Solo's good at pump faking. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Solo is very good at playing emotional games, which is probably why he was named the next tribal heir. He's good at playing the emotional game. He's done it with the Usos. He's done it with Jimmy alone. So why was everyone shocked that he did it to the people that he's beefing with? What did y'all expect? Me personally, when I saw him go into that vulnerable state, I felt something was coming. Now, did I expect it to be Jacob? No. Did I expect for someone to actually debut? No. I wasn't expecting anyone to debut. I wasn't expecting it to be Jacob. I wasn't expecting anything other than for the Tongans to had gotten their shit together and gotten their asses up off that floor and been back there to assist their boss. Because as you know, Tama Tonga is supposed to be the right-hand man. Tongaloa is essentially supposed to be what Jimmy was to Roman. And then now we have Jacob, who is the enforcer, which is what Solo was to Roman. And Solo is the head of the table. He is the tribal chief. Is everyone following along here? Is everyone's following along? Okay. So now that everyone has gotten their lesson for the day, where do we go now after this coming Friday, after the Friday after that, and then on our road to SummerSlam? Because it's inevitable that we're going to get Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. And we're still also looking for a return from Jimmy Uso. So what are we doing to get this in here? Because we already know when Jimmy gets back, he's going after Tama and Solo. So my question to y'all here is this. Is Jacob genuinely in the bloodline and actually Solo's enforcer? Or was he sent to the bloodline by Jimmy to, get the drop before Jimmy comes back? Because when Jimmy comes back, I fully expect Jimmy to be 2016 Jimmy Uso. I fully expect him to be 2017 Jimmy Uso. I fully expect him to come in that since day one-ish mindset. The Uso penitentiary mindset. I fully expect for Jimmy to come in, no cornrows, hair down, snap back on. I fully expect him to come in as that Jimmy Uso. Whether that be a face or a heel version of that Jimmy Uso, that's the Jimmy Uso that I expect to come in. And I feel like at some point, Jacob is the infiltrator in this particular bloodline to get Jimmy back in. And I've said this on a video before. I've said it before. But I've also said that putting Jacob, Tama, and Solo into a bloodline is very, very dangerous because of their abilities in the ring. And y'all keep playing with Solo because, of course, like I said, y'all do y'all fucking research. Y'all only go off of what y'all seen on NXT and what y'all seen of Solo in the last 2 years. Jacob and Solo work very well together. They used to be a tag team in the Indies. If y'all think Jacob and Zilla were nasty in the indies. Y'all never seen a Sefa Fatu and a Jacob Fatu match. That's nasty work. So when we get that, then all the conversations behind Solo are going to change. And it's all going to be because of Jacob. Which I think was what was best of bringing him in now. Because the talks of Solo were terrible. Y'all hate him. And he's a beast. We were like, why are you still behind? What? Because I know his ability. I know that he was nerfed when he got to this damn company. He was nerfed the moment he put the blonde in his shit. Solo was never no damn blonde. He walking around looking like his damn daddy. For what? He wanted to stand out and differentiate himself from his brothers. Because with the look that he had in the indies, he looked just like Jimmy. And I continuously say this. Solo and Jimmy are the real twins. I'm going to continue to say this, and I don't care who I piss off. I'm going to keep saying this. And I'm going to post this as a separate clip by itself to piss people off. Stop sleeping on what this bloodline is going to become. Notice how I haven't talked about Tongaloa. He still sucks. But it's just like, we could be setting up for Jimmy to come back. And I have no issues with that. I don't have any problems with that. I want that. A lot of you guys are going for this bloodline war games. I don't have an issue with that whatsoever. But for that to happen, we would still have to bring in more family members, and you guys hate that. Y'all hate that so much. And y'all hate that this family is so good that y'all are even on Twitter counting how many kids these people have amongst themselves. But yeah, Jacob is here. He's not going anywhere. He did what he was supposed to do. The Samoan Werewolf has top merch in 3 days. That's a bad motherfucker. I'm sorry. That's a bad motherfucker. And honestly, truthfully, I'm not gonna hold you. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I cannot wait to see what they do with it. And since we didn't get a Jey Uso segment yesterday on Raw, we didn't get to hear how he felt about his cousin showing up in the WWE. But that'll all change very, very soon because his twin brother has to come back. Money in the Bank backstage is going to be very, very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if they do an angle where the Bloodline jumps Jey before the ladder match, unless the men's ladder match opens the show. That's how I see things going. But again, Jacob's here. He is going to clear your faves. He's going to whoop their asses, and they're all going to end up with broken ribs, like the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Just saying. So don't ever expect to see me wearing blue ever again on this channel. It's not happening. As you can see, the hair is already red. Like I'm full bloodline now. Y'all can kiss my ass if you don't like it. And when Jimmy returns, I am still going to be a Jimmy Uso girl, but I am and will always be a full-blown Jacob Fatu girl. And y'all are going to learn to hate it or love it. But it is what it is. And honestly, truthfully, I don't give a damn. So, Madison Square Garden this Friday. We are going to get his inauguration, I guess. His anointing into the bloodline. And hopefully Jimmy Uso pops his ass out and we can get that storyline started. And see what happens going into SummerSlam. Please don't allow for Jimmy to come back again at another fucking SummerSlam. He did his damage at SummerSlam last year. We don't need it to happen again this year. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit that YouTubers be saying or whatever the case may be. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. And just remember, Jacob Fatu is daddy. He's here, he's now, and he's not going no fucking where. So gag on it.